So thank everyone here for joining us. Today I'm going to take you to the journey to see what we've been accomplished from a lab to the real world life for the treatment of metabolic disease, mainly diabetes and obesity. Uh, okay, so as probably you know, diabetes obesity is a major health crisis, affect millions adults worldwide or even billions. So this is the number. They have 537 million people had diabetes, and 1.9 billion adults are overweight. So new research is changing how we understand and treatment this global obesity and diabetes crisis. So this slide I should thank you for Smile yourself, Yukasel, who's sitting here. He's an undergrad at Hong Kong HKU. Make this a really beautiful slide. So I should say the rest of my slide will be not as colorful as this slide. I'll open up with this one. So you can clearly tell the difference between a professor and a student by the color of the theme. So why we care about the blood sugars? So first of all, the sugar, mainly that we call glucose, is actually the fuel source, which power everything you do, like thinking, moving, even breathing. And the balance of sugar level is the key for our human health, because keeping blood sugar level steady prevent crashes, fatigue, and serious diseases. And so what happened when the blood sugar level was out of control is called the imbalance of this blood sugar level can lead to diabetes, heart attacks, strokes, and many other health challenges, health issues like kidney problem, like food ulcer, and eye damage, etc. So, today I'm going to talk about the three hormones which are really key to control the blood sugar levels. So, first one is insulin, as everyone know, which is a sugar helper. So here's what happened. When you eat, the blood sugar rises after meals, and then your pancreas in your body, which is the organ probably everyone know about, responds to the high glucose level, will release the insulin into the bloodstream. And then what insulin does is circling around the body can unlock cells to allow sugar got into the cells, so either for the energy or storage. So as we know, if we don't have enough insulin secreted, so that's always called the high blood sugar buildup. So as a result, that's a core problem in diabetes. So sugars stay stuck in the blood instead of fueling your cells. All right, so that's what about the insulin, the basis of insulin. Okay, the second hormone I want to talk about is glucagon. So glucagon is a sugar releaser. So it's often a partner with the insulin. So how glucagon work? So when you're starved, you stop eating for a while, your blood sugar drop off, then your glucagon got released from your pancreas again, then that kick in to really help to tell the liver, hey, but blood glucose is low. Could you help me to release some sugar from the liver to help bring the blood glucose level back to the normal range? So the job of the glucagon does is tell the liver to release the sugar to maintain the blood glucose level. So as I mentioned, there's two hormones is so critical. They work hands in hands to maintain their blood glucose level. So it's like a thermostat. Like I'm going to show this analogy in next slide, how this hormone they work together, constant adjusting to keep your blood sugar in a perfect range. So why I say that, this is the blood sugar controller is like a thermostat. If you think about it, you can picture this in a house, you have your thermostat control the room temperature. So insulin is like a cold air. When your blood sugar rises too high after eating, the insulin, the swoop in to lower it. It's just like a turn on the AC, okay? When they're in contrast, the glucagon is like a hot air. So when your blood sugar level drops to too low between the meals, so your glucagon will reach the blood glucose level back. It's like a turn on the heat. So that's how insulin and glucagon work together to maintain your blood glucose level, just like a thermostat maintain comfortable room temperature. So they work 24/7 a day to maintain perfect blood sugar level for your body needs. So I hope that will really help understand how this hormone work by this analogy. Then GLP is really the buzzword nowadays. So the GLP, so there have been really the surge in use GLP-1 drugs for weight loss and diabetes over the past 5 years. So there are almost 590% increase in usage for the obesity treatment. Currently, there are about a quarter of diabetes patients are using GLP drugs. So whether this GLP is hope or help, I hope my talk will give you some ideas. So the full name GLP-1 is glucagon-like a peptide 1. It's kind of a new case on the block in blood sugar science. It's made in your gut when you eat, and it does some really pretty amazing jobs. So what it can do is can boost the insulin level, can make insulin work more efficiently after you eat. It also can slow your digestion, by delay the sugar release into the bloodstream and prevent like a sugar spike, okay? And very importantly, it also can reduce appetite. So GLP-1 can signal in your brain that you are full, Then I don't make you say, I don't want to eat anymore. That really can help control your body weight. So why does GLP-1 matter? The GLP can connect blood sugar control to the body weight management. It's really the two major factors in the diabetes and obesity. So this is to recap what I just talked about. So these three hormones really work as a team, like sugar team. Insulin can move the sugar into the cell when levels are high, and the glucagon can release stored sugar when levels drop. And the GLP can boost insulin secretion, reduce glucagon secretion, and then control your appetite to suppress your appetite. That aids in the weight management. So It's really the balance is really critical. This hormone worked as a team to keep your blood sugar normal, keep your body weight normal, keep you healthy. And then knowledge is power. Understand how those hormones work really can empower you to protect your health. So in contrast, this balance may break, so that diabetes and obesity will develop. So how does hormone relate to diabetes? There are two types of diabetes often referenced to. Type 1 diabetes is its problem is the pancreas make little or no insulin. And why this happen? Because the immune system mistakenly attacked insulin producing cells, and then as a result, you don't have insulin, so sugar cannot enter cells, will build up in your blood dangerously. So for the type 1 diabetes, pretty much the treatment is very limited. It's daily injection of insulin or the insulin pumps for the type 1 diabetes patient to survive. For the type 2 diabetes, the problem is the body makes insulin, but the cell cannot respond well. So in scientific term, we call it insulin resistance. Why it happens? It's often linked to the weight, the diet, genetics, and the lifestyle. As a result, so the pancreas work over time, keeping working really hard to produce more insulin to overcome the insulin resistance. So eventually, the pancreas cannot keep up this work, then lead to the failure of pancreas to produce the insulin. So the treatment for type 2 diabetes can be a lifestyle change or the medications. Sometimes you have to use insulin. So the key message is that both types can lead to this high blood sugar level, like a hyperglycemia, which can really damage many organs, nerves, blood vessels over time if left untreated. So, for example, can damage your heart, your kidney, your blood vessel, like food, so even in your eye, etc. So it can cause all of the diabetic complications. So actually, the obesity and diabetes are tightly connected. So usually the obesity really is a major risk factor for diabetes. If you have too much body fat, you develop insulin resistance. Basically, the cells stop listening to the insulin signal. As a result, you have the glucose stay in the blood, lead to a high blood sugar level. And then usually the people on the insulin therapy, this extra sugar will be stored in your body as a fat. They convert sugar to the fat. This is called more weight gain. So this can be the problematic of what we call a vicious cycle. So then the good news is the GLP tackled both diabetes and obesity. As I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the GLP work to can improve insulin resistance, can reduce appetite. So that's why the scientists got excited about GLP-1. It's like the one stone killing two birds. So the scientists created the drugs that mimic GLP's effect. So as probably people know, it's making waves in the treatment of those disease conditions. So first, the GLP-1 drug approved for type 2 diabetes treatment by FDA in 2017. And the average body weight reduction in clinical trial by these GLP-1 drugs is 15%. Nowadays, they have better more potent GLP-1 drugs available, even achieve like a higher the weight loss. And so there's a really increasing use of this GLP-1 drugs in the adults and the young people. So for example, for the young people aged around 12 and 25, there's a 600% increase in use of those drugs. Okay. So I probably you'll hear about what really the GLP drugs. There's many actually on the market. You probably the names of the semaglutide and liraglutide or tirzepatide. So commercial name, if you don't know those names, you probably heard about the commercial name of the drugs. Semaglutide, there's two companies producing this, Ozempic, this brand name called Ozempic, the Wegovy. And the liraglutide, the commercial name called Victoza, Sedenda. And the tirzepatide, commercially we call it Mounjaro. Okay, so how those drugs work? As I just mentioned, it pretty much mimic the GLP-1's effect. It can boost insulin secretion and reduce the glucagon levels. It can slow your stomach emptying, and also slow your bowel movement, so your gut cannot move quickly. It's also reduce the appetite and increase the satiety. Satiety means I'm full, I don't want to eat. That's what the feeling of satiety. Okay. So that's really their GLP-1 drugs. There are a lot of hope, hold a huge promise. The researchers are discovering like the GLP drugs not only can be used for the treatment diabetes and obesity, it actually help the way more than just the blood sugar and weight. It can may reduce like a heart attack and stroke in people with diabetes. Just to mention that diabetic patients have better chance to have heart disease and the strokes. It also can slow can show the promise for treat fatty liver disease and the inflammation. This is really right now is very prevalent worldwide. There are probably the adult 40% of adult in developed countries had a fatty liver disease, and also the GLP-1 drugs could help preserve the kidney function in diabetic patients. And also the early research now exploring the link between this, whether you can use the GLP-1 drugs for the help with the Alzheimer's disease and the Parkinson's disease. So there are a lot of neurological the problem also being studied for the with the GLP-1 for the treatment. So I should point out while they're promising, this is GLP-1 drugs really are not magic, not like a silver bullet. And a silver bullet means like this is the magic pill. It's not a magic pill. It's an effective medications, but really with it has quite some limitations. So what are those challenges for the GLP-1 drugs? One thing is really the cost and accessibility. Because they're often is quite expensive, it's limiting the widespread acceptability. And another problem is there's a high discontinuation rate. The patient on those drugs often stop after a few months or a year because either because the cost of these medications or side effect like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and actually quite a few others. So that's the problem. So you have to use the GLP-1 drugs constantly to keep your body weight down. Once you stop taking those drugs, your body weight bounce back. That's really the probably one of the major problems for this drug is body weight regain. So if you want to keep your body in shape for the lifetime, you have to take those drugs for lifetime. So the problem is we still don't know the long-term effect of those drugs. So that still poses another risk for the GLP-1 drugs. So I'm going to really focus on the why the body weight regain after you stop taking those drugs. That's come to the knowledge, the basis of science behind it is really the energy balance. So this is the energy balance equation. So your body rate is really maintained by how much your energy in, how much your energy out. So energy in means you eat or you eat digest, absorb the food nutrient. So energy out, energy burning, basically you need basal metabolism. So you need to keep your heart beating, brain activity, all those basal metabolism, keep your body temperature, those are the basal metabolism. To help get more energy out, what you can do is exercise, like physical activity. Also, there are people also believe your body has the capacity to produce the heat by what they call is a thermogenesis, adaptive thermogenesis. So those are another way to really help you, burn more energy. So basically, you keep your body weight low. You can either eat less, absorb less to allow the energy get in, or you burn more by more exercise, or like a thermogenesis. So what I really want to highlight is you can do really hard to do that to reduce your body weight. However, there's metabolic memory because each individual, even you lose weight, your brain or somewhere still know my original body weight. Where is it? For example, I've been my body weight has been 140 plus pounds for many years. So even I don't watch on my daily calorie intake. What I mean, my body know the set point of my body weight. My set point is 140 pounds plus. Your set point probably different. Each individual, their body weight should be set point. So that even you lose weight, once you stop taking those drugs, then your body responds by coming back to this set point. So what's really difficult about the weight loss is really to move the set point. That's a problem. That's really why the GLP-1 drugs is so hard to, once you stop taking that, your body weight regain. It's because set points are there. So not only body weight, the blood glucose also set point. That's probably easier to understand because for the human being, the blood glucose range pretty much is very narrow. Even between the individual, it's probably around 100 microgram per microliter. So still one of the biggest problem in the science is where are they? Where are the set point of blood glucose and the body weight? Whether it's some molecules is like a neuron that determine the set point, or there's some neuronal circuitry in the brain that would be, set point reside in somewhere in your brain. Or the set point in the brain is not sufficient to define your set point, your body weight, and blood glucose. You really need to know how the brain communicate with other organs, for example, like a peripheral organ. What I mean is your pancreas, your liver, your muscle, your fat tissue. So the communication between brain and the other peripheral organ, that's is required to determine the set point. So that's still the big question, and we don't know the answer. So to understand that, I really want to really move your set point up and down for the body weight control. You have to understand their mechanism of body weight control. So I propose this concept called metastat. It's really if you really, as I mentioned, GLP-1 drug is the problem is the body weight regain. We stop taking that. Is because the GLP-1 drug cannot move your set point, up and down. And then, so I propose you need the body has their mechanism, which is called metastat. That's really the mechanism that control your set point of body weight and blood glucose. What I came up with a term called metastat. Why I call it metastat? I borrowed those terms from a couple of words. So meta means from a metabolism. So that metastat means that it's metabolic meter. Okay, meta also means metaverse. So metaverse, you probably people know that Facebook now become the meta. The icon of the metaverse is this infinite feedback loop. Okay, this is pretty much like your body metabolism is the feedback regulation. All the keep your, the feedback keep your body called what they call homeostasis. Basically, it's maintain the balance of your nutrient, your sugar, your content in your body. So this feedback loop, infinite feedback loop, really define your body's health status. So that's what the meta means. And the stat is really from the term of thermostat. Okay, stat means there was the control, or stat means the controller. Okay, like thermostat. So I came up with the term metastat. It's pretty much try to deliver a message like adjusting a thermostat. You can achieve the desired room temperature. And then one day, we probably can reprogram a person's metastat to achieve the ideal blood glucose level and body weight. That's the challenge why the DLP-1 drug didn't work, because you cannot target the metastat. You cannot move the metastat up and down like you push the button or the thermostat to adjust your room temperature. So we need to understand the nature of metastat to really for the future treatment of metabolic disease. I should say this is a translation. It's been, it's been very difficult for me. So I really asked a few people, not only scientists, but also very good at Chinese culture. So in the end, we come the term called 代谢原书. Meta means metabolism, 代谢. Meta means yuan, means metaverse. Stat means shu, means like a controller, or pretty much like this, like a set point, which is hold your body weight up. Okay, so I like to close out my talk. Hopefully, by spending this 40 minutes together, I hope you have better understanding how we can explore in disease work can lead to the new drugs, And in the end, the drugs we produce will deliver the life-changing therapies. So what's a future treatment for the metabolic disease, like obesity and diabetes? So it's actually next generation GLP-1, the glucagon drugs. So not only GLP-1, actually there are some drugs not only have GLP-1 activity, has also glucagon activity. Those are this is what they call a dual agonist. The GLP-1 and glucagon drugs are coming up for the improved therapeutics, and also we can combine the GLP-1 drugs with other drugs like traditional drugs and metformin. So those are called combined therapy for like a customized the treatment to achieve better therapeutic outcome. And each individual is different. So you really don't want to really the weight loss drugs like can really reduce 30% weight for the patient with a mild obesity. So those new generation drugs like tirzepatide, that's really potent, can really reduce the body weight by 30%. That's really potent. For a lot of people, particularly for the Asian population, they're not as obese as the population in other ethnic group. So you probably don't want those drugs. So really, you need customized the GLP-1 drugs, other medicine for personalized treatment. I think that will be the future for the weight loss drug market. And also, I really want to focus on what I've been talking about is how like Western medicine was developed. Primarily know that how your molecule work, you find the drug to target that, then lead to treatment. However, think about it, really it can be really powerful, but you think a body is not a single molecule, a single organ, it's a system. So I really think we should start to really think about this, the traditional holistic approach, like the traditional Eastern medicine, a lot of medicine from China, from Korea, from India, their medicine really is really not targeted one molecule, one pathway. It's more like a holistic approach. So I think in the future, we really have to think about how to merge like a Western medicine with the Eastern medicine for the holistic treatment for improve the human health. Okay, I'll stop and be happy to take questions.